Business Podcast. It's your host, Jbird Gaming, with my co-host, Ayzo Gaming. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we have our very first guest, Instincts. We have partnered Greater Texas Esports host. We have high school state finalist. He also casted the Texas State Championships. And we have the four-time IGL champ, Instincts. If you would like to introduce yourself, you know what I'm saying, tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, what's up? I'm happy to be here. First of all, thanks for having me, boys. Um,
What's up, buddy?
my
What's up?
name's Instincts. I started my esports journey in high school. We started like a program in high school, and we made it in to the finals for Rocket League. So my main game is Rocket League. That's what four-time IGO champ. Four different tiers. So I started from the bottom. Now I'm here.
Hey,
Um,
wow. Life
yeah.
great,
So
man.
So
Okay.
yeah, so I went to college and I played some Rocket League there. I got my jerseys right here, my high school and my college jerseys, and I got a trophy just because I felt like I would show off that little state finalist trophy.
And so
Um,
that's what that's from. That's the state finalist
yeah,
championship trophy. No,
yeah,
that's fire.
everybody got
That's fire.
everybody got their own, and the school has one as well. It's pretty cool.
No, that's
Um,
dope.
yeah, so that's my player story. And then after I came back home from a semester of college, I decided I'd do online school and decided I'd start casting. So I partnered with Greater Texas Esports, which where I host and cast and produce all their regular season games in Texas. So last year I started doing that, moved into that, and casted the state championships along with some really good hosts. That was a lot of fun. And then now after that season ended, I was like, wonder what I can do now. What else can I add onto the portfolio?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of relations between colleges and high school players now. So I'm
Nah, that's
casting,
fire.
doing some college relations and helping some really good esports athletes, esports
Nah,
players
yeah. Nah, I feel you.
find their way into some scholarships and some money off of school. That's what I'm doing now.
Nah, that's fire. That is super dope. And Azo, is there anything that you would like to
Oh
add
no,
on
I
to that,
think
or you
that's
know what I'm saying?
extremely cool. That's something that it's kind of groundbreaking, especially because first of all, if you guys didn't know, we know this guy for a long time.
Nah, yeah.
Esports was never a thing when he's a little bit younger than us, so him and his buddies were able to start up a program,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe it was even their first year. I believe I can't remember right now
Yeah,
if he just taught on that. I believe
yeah,
they,
yeah. It all started with a five-man
yeah,
League of Legends team
yeah.
that
Yeah.
went 0-12 in our first season.
Yeah, and then but next thing you know, they're like state champ finalists, and that's all you're hearing about. You're like, well, shit, that didn't wasn't supposed to come of
Yeah,
nothing,
yeah.
Nah, yeah.
and
And
Life changed there.
yeah,
I'm
it was
glad you actually touched on that though, because I actually wanted to bring that up a little bit because as you guys know, I'm actually a gamer myself, and so like me and Azo, obviously we graduated in the year 2019, and so by the time we graduated, there was no esports org for our school or anything like that. And so whenever, you know what I'm saying, Instincts mentioned the fact that they just started a esports org, I thought it was really dope because if that was around back basically when I was in school, I would have obviously joined ASAP. You know what I mean? Just because that's just something that I've always been interested in, and so it's cool that we are able to get you on the podcast tonight, so that way, you know what I'm saying, you can give us some insight on what it is to be a esports gamer and a esports commentator. So it's great to have you on
Yeah,
here, Instincts,
yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure. I'm happy to be here. I'm ready to answer any questions and give some advice. Anybody that needs it.
yeah, man,
Nah, yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
man, yeah. Uh, so one of the main things we wanted to look into, or I was going to ask you first because obviously we
Yeah, of course.
like what made you guys want to do that? Like what? Like just out of
Mm,
general, what's
Oh,
something like what? I mean, besides the fact of us wanting to stream and play games
play
because we know
video games and stuff.
want to make a living out of doing
yeah.
stuff like this. What made you go like, well, shit? What would make a movement? Like
Oh, for sure.
to like this would be a good thing for the community, say so
That's
or
a good
something.
question.
Oh,
That's
for
a
You
sure.
know,
really, really good
So
question.
for me, really, it was that I didn't have like a fall sport, and I like to be involved. I like to, I was in
Hmm.
clubs and stuff, but I like to compete. I just have that competitive nature. I didn't. You see, I've streamed a good bit. I mean, I have, an affiliate on Twitch, so I mean, I have streamed, and I stream by casting and stuff. So I didn't really want to stream though. I was really more
Yeah,
wanting to
yeah.
compete, and I knew that it was an outlet for me to find something to do. I got to compete, and I surprisingly made some friends in a small school like ours that I didn't even know were in our school. You know what I'm saying?
Ah,
And
yeah.
so for me, it was just finding something to do and being able to just pour into those passions that I had, like competing. So we played Rocket League, and we went to the engineering teacher at the school and said, "Hey, I've been playing like these little tournaments, like $5 entry tournaments over the summer. This was my 10th grade year. We didn't start it till my 10th grade year. So we go to him. We said, "What do we got to do to get started in this?" And we found out that that was the first year that Play VS, which is the people who run like high school esports, we were told that they were partnered with GHSA, which is Georgia High School Association or Sports
Mhm.
Association. So we were like, "What can we do to get in here and play Rocket League?" He said, "Well, they're not doing it, but they're playing League of Legends." I was like, "What is that? That
Nah,
sounds
yeah.
weird." And so we formed a 5-man team of just people that have never played the game, just
Mm,
because we wanted to compete. And
nah,
so
yeah.
yeah, so we just started playing and playing and playing every day after school. We started practicing at the school, and you guys know what computers I'm talking about in that engineering
Yep,
room
yep,
and
yep,
how
Yeah.
yep,
bad they were. We
yeah.
got like
That was
15
pretty bad.
frames
Not
per
even gonna lie.
second in every game.
That's pretty
And I,
bad.
I got a quick question if you don't mind me asking, because I was gonna ask this earlier. So like how do you like mentally have to prepare yourself into like I don't know if y'all like like how does a session of practice go for I guess you could say a session of League of Legends? Like how do you
Right.
go into the session like all right, we finna say practice on League of Legends?
Okay, so we looked at it as we knew we weren't as good as everybody we played. We ended up picking up some wins. We made it to the state playoffs that year. So we
Mhm.
were a top 32 team in the state. We made it in at the 32nd slot. Like
And
that was
that's
how close it was. But what
mhm.
we learned was that we weren't very good at the game mechanically. And everybody understands mechanics in games, like just being able to move around, being able to use your abilities in certain games, being able to shoot, because it's you got to be good at so many things to be a top tier game, like to be a top tier player at your game.
Ah, yeah, you got to put in the work.
Yeah, you
We
got to put in
realized
the
that
time to
League was
make it
more or
happen.
less about the comp, and so this is going to be a little game based, but we kind of figured if we can find some wombo combos where we can use
Yeah,
our abilities on each other and make our life easier, then we would be able to beat some people. So for us, we didn't practice getting better individually. We practiced timing and
nah,
who we
yeah.
were picking. We learned how to draft like a pro team, and that got us wins. We lost to people, and we beat people that were way better than us.
And that's
So
really good.
so that was how it was for that. And I'm gonna add on to that for a second. For Rocket League, it was different because for Rocket League, all three of the people on our team were mechanically good. Like not to
Mhm.
toot your own horn or anything, but all of us were grand champs. We were already top tier players at the game.
Right,
So
Mhm.
you
right.
bring three of those together, it was more or
You're
less
bound to
about
do
finding a
something.
chemistry. We had to
Mhm.
find chemistry to be a good team. And so we would spend maybe an hour or two a day, so 5 days a week, and then on weekends we'd play more because it's a weekend night. You're gonna get on your game and play.
Obviously.
So
Right,
we
of
played
course.
probably 15 hours a week together.
Nah,
We
that's
played a lot of
really good. As like
Rocket
a
League
team,
together,
that is really
and
good.
we built a chemistry. And then once we got halfway through the season, nobody touched us. We didn't drop a game after that.
Mm. W ego, W ego.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
I was
really.
actually gonna say, and that's how like because obviously I knew who you were like during high school and things of that
Yeah,
nature, but it was because of Rocket League of how I like really like got to know you better. Because I think my buddy Tyler, obviously you know who that is, and
yeah,
he invited you to play Rocket League with us, and you were, oh my god, like you said, I mean, not to toot your
yeah,
own horn, but you were really, really good. And
right.
so for you guys
That's an
to start
understatement.
yeah, for you guys to start a Rocket League esports team, I just knew you guys were gonna do,
Yeah,
what I'm saying, do something, you know what I'm saying? And so I think that's really cool, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. I'm actually gonna add on to that again. They gave us so the first year we just played League, and the second year we played League and Rocket League. So
Mhm.
we were like they were adding games on, and they're still adding games. Like it's kind of
That's good.
crazy because chess is an esport in high school now. Everything you can think of playing, you can play competitively as a student, and you can get scholarships for it. And I think that is
Yeah.
so cool for everybody. I think that's such an opportunity because you have a lot of kids, and I think I was the only person on our team that year that played a sport, and like a different sport. And
Yeah.
so these guys found an outlet to compete and get that competitive nature and put it to work. And that's what you see a lot of these high schools now. And I don't want to just focus on like high school and the
Yeah. Yeah.
players in it, but I do want to touch, just say that the kids that are in high school, if you don't have anything to do and you don't want to waste your time, find a game, and
Mhm.
even if you're not good at it, play it. You learn so many things. And every single college is making an esports program, and not to make it sound like it's not as good as it is, but when something just starts and something like is brand new to a college, they're going to get anybody. They're not just going to go out and look for 5 stars. It's like a JUCO school trying to pick up
You gotta
5-star
build
recruits.
you gotta build from the ground up to know
Nah,
Exactly.
yeah.
what you
And so you
That's
just
truly.
you just look for anybody you can. You need to grow the program, then grow the talent. It's simple as
Mhm.
that.
That's exactly it.
I
So
mean,
it's
it
it's a
could be.
big
I
opportunity.
think it's even something as simple as say like say they actually start playing COD, which I don't know if they do now. Say they play
They do.
COD. Say
They
they
do.
play COD in high school now. Those kids, when they pick up guys, like if they're looking at them when they first started that or whatever it was, they weren't looking for kids that's like Scump or whoever. They're
Yeah,
looking for
right.
They're looking for your buddies that drop 40 kills
Yeah.
a game. That's
Yeah.
low key good at the game and never
Yeah.
know.
It's like they're looking for your sleeper builds. That's all
Yeah,
they're looking for.
Exactly. And
yeah.
I was gonna say I just hope that the school continues to grow in the esports category because like I said, like I wish that they had that an esports team whenever I was still in school because that definitely would have been something that it really intrigued me because like I was saying earlier in the stream, Ayzo like Ayzo out of all people knows that like I played games literally 90% of high school. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
like
yeah, I heard that.
literally like it would have been cool to have like that, like you said, that outlet to be able to put that to use. Cause at the time I was just streaming to my wall, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it'd have been cool to have like a team to play the game with and compete for the school. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm
I'm
actually
glad
It's
they're
good.
doing
It's
that now.
good as a streamer too to have that type of influence because you go to these big LAN events or you go to the
yeah.
state tournament and you get to meet all these guys that's
Mhm.
really good at a
Mhm.
game and stuff. It kind of helps you expand your because some of these guys they might already be big on their own deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of there. Like just like us, say for example, all these kids that might have been, you know, say really good at the game before, and they've been to this, they've done this multiple times, and all of a sudden our school starts something, and now you're there,
Hmm.
and you're getting to meet all these guys and you're trying to grow a following or whatever. It helps out in every way. It helps you out with school. It helps you out with wanting to grow a social platform. Because let's be honest, who doesn't want to be a streamer when you want to play video games? I mean, it's just
Yeah.
something
Nah, yeah.
that you want to make happen. And I believe that this being able to start more schools involving, like don't get me wrong, I'm a big sports fan. We all are. We all are big sports fans.
Right.
Nah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
but
Absolutely.
and I'm a big sports guy too. Don't get me wrong. Like I played probably every sport under the moon except for, I mean, baseball. That's the only one I probably didn't
Nah,
play in
yeah.
high school. But not everybody plays sports. And
Mm.
sometimes like people are way better at say freaking Call of Duty than throwing a football.
Nah,
Right.
yeah.
You know
And
what I'm
that's
saying?
fine. And
And
that's
there's
the
nothing
good
wrong with
thing
that.
is that is okay now.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and there's kids out there, I mean, they're champions. I mean, they're awesome
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they are the truth, and they are making a living off this sponsorships, money deals. They are living a professional athlete's life for
Yeah.
playing video games professionally. And it's
Yeah.
not
And I mean, yeah.
everybody knows the Call of Duty aspect, but this expands way further than Call of Duty. Like it goes way
Mhm.
further than say like Scump or whoever. It can go into guys that we was talking about League of Legends. Like we know you play League of Legends and Rocket League. It goes into way greater depths than just Call of Duty
Yeah.
for guys who are just on the
Yeah.
bait. Because if you be honest, guys, at least from my time, that's your base level, like MLG. Like you had Call of Duty.
Yeah.
You know,
And I
yeah.
think 90% of the people that think of esports go straight to that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
At least here in America, it's like that. But you go outside internationally, it's League of Legends everywhere.
Yeah. Nah, yeah. I was just
Especially
about to say that.
especially in the East. You go over there. I mean, you talk about the League of Legends Worlds this year. The top four was all Western teams, like Asian teams.
Mhm.
I mean, a North American team didn't even make it through group stage. We don't compete.
Mm.
There was one American-born player in Worlds this year. I mean, you just got to look at the skill gap. But then you try to throw these guys into a COD lobby with American boys. It's not even close. You know what I'm saying? So
Nah,
there's a
yeah.
skill difference. I don't think that's not, it's really just region based, where you're from and what games you are like popular in your area. You go to
Right.
like Korea, it's going to be League, it's going to be Dota. But you come over here, it's going to be more Rocket League, COD, shooters, Fortnite, even
Yeah.
Fortnite. I forget that it's in a big esport just because I don't play it
Yeah.
anymore. But it is. I actually wanted to. You said earlier that you were talking about our school's
Right.
esports program growing. We have 40 kids. You know how
Man, that is
small our high
fantastic.
school is. 40
That
kids,
is
and we have
fantastic.
we have for the first time in Georgia, I think.
Mhm.
I could be wrong. Our Rocket League team, our little 1A school, is back to back #1 in the state after
Mm.
regular season rankings. And
Nah,
to
that is
me,
fantastic.
that's crazy because you look at these
Nah,
bigger
yeah.
schools that
Well,
have
and
these
also that's what I was
1,200
about to
students
say.
to choose from.
Well, I was about to say this too, and everybody knows classifications in football and everything. Esports don't
Yeah.
have that.
No, it's just all against the state. There's no
Mm.
Yeah.
regions.
So you could be playing a school like, say, our school has about a group of about 500. Um, you could play a school that's got over 2,000 kids there.
Yeah.
A lot more selection.
Dang.
And it's literally not that. It's not like football's broken down into classifications or baseball, whatever. You're the best in the state, no matter where you're from.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
mean, it's
bottom
it's
line.
not like it's
So
and there's only one state champion. There's
Yeah.
only one.
yeah, there's nobody else, and that's that he was emphasizing by saying what's so crazy
So
about a 1A school, a small school being
yeah.
#1 in back-to-back regular seasons.
Yeah, I will say it's a really cool feeling to be there because I was there in 2021. That was when our team went like so far.
Mhm.
Everybody was kind of looking at because before the 2 seasons before, a 7A school had won the state championship, and we lost to a 7A school in Game 7 overtime. But
Dang.
we swept. We didn't drop a game all the way to the finals, and I think that by itself, people were kind of like, wait a minute, if this little school can do it,
Mhm.
maybe we need to have something to be a little scared of. Because if a little school like us would have won that, it would have caused a commotion.
Nah,
I
yeah.
mean, let's be
It's
real.
like
I
a
mean, there's only
Cinderella
one
story.
champion. It's
Nah,
it,
yeah.
it would have been crazy. We were honestly hoping. We knew this team we were gonna play was good, but we wanted a sweep just to be like,
You
everybody's kind
know,
of like, oh
you
my
know,
gosh, that little
yeah,
Nah,
school
yeah.
just to
just
make
sent
it
3 kids in there and
Mhm.
just swept 4 7A schools. That's not okay.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty crazy, and I think that's
Yeah.
so cool for students to be able to feel, because
Yeah.
it's almost the same feeling as like just hitting a buzzer beater to win against your rivals. That's really the
Yeah.
feeling it is that you're just running through big schools.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
I'm glad you said that because I was gonna because you mentioned going to these bigger schools and competing against these bigger schools. I was gonna ask, so
Mhm.
like what is like what goes through your mind whenever you're into, like, do you travel? Like how much,
Yeah,
like how often do you have to travel? Like what's the farthest you've had to travel? And like is it like, like saying when you're playing a basketball game, you know what I'm saying, you're getting ready, you shooting shots in the gym, you know what I'm saying, you're warming up. Like what is the environment like, you know what I'm saying, whenever you're getting ready to face off, I'm assuming a tournament?
yeah.
I'm not
Okay,
too sure
I'll
what they're
I'll
called.
ex- I'll explain how So I've played regular LAN events, which we all kind of know
Mhm.
how those work. You just kind of
Yeah.
show up and you play again in that tournament bracket. But high school is different. Your whole regular season you play it from home, or after we caused that commotion, our school decided to make an esports room. We have Alienware $2,000 computers, gaming computers, and desk and headsets and controllers and
Fantastic,
monitors
man.
in our school now, and that's kind of crazy because
Nah,
you
yeah,
guys
that's so
know how
crazy to think
small we
about.
are.
Cause yeah, like I
But
said, back when me and Ayzo were in school, we had like computers like these. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
we had like computers like
yeah,
these in school. So like
I like how he just
it's
turns
just
around. And he's like, "Look at this. This is this is
that's my
this
nephew's
is what we
computer.
yeah,
You know what I'm
had."
saying? He uses it for school and
yeah,
things of that nature. But like, yeah, like from you saying that we went from like stuff like that to like Alienware products. That is such a good like
yeah.
step in the future for the esports org in our school.
Yeah.
So I'm just so glad to hear that. You know.
Yeah, yeah, but back to the tournaments and how they work. So you play
Mhm.
all your regular season games from there. all online, which is so good for esports because you don't have to travel, and the amount of
Yeah.
expenses saved. It costs schools nothing to do this. It
Hmm.
really doesn't, because they can play from home if they want to. But I think schools should provide so they can still
Ah,
provide
yeah.
that in person feel. But what they do is they do the regular season, and then your elite eight, so your top 8 teams in the state, will go to a 2-day LAN event. It'll be
Mm.
hosted at a central location, but I think the 2 years we had it, it was hosted in Atlanta at a
Ooh.
small arena.
And I'll
It
throw
was
a
very
picture.
small,
I
but there
believe
was
there's
probably two
pictures.
or 300 people.
I believe there's pictures. I'll throw one up on the screen in editing
Yeah,
of
I can. Yeah,
of
yeah,
what
for
it
sure.
looks like. The cool thing, it gives if I believe I looked at the pictures right, it gives an absolute feel of like you're playing straight in,
Oh my
like
God, you're
Yeah.
on stage. They
yeah,
put
like
you
you're
on
That's
on
stage,
stage.
so
people in front of
cool,
you,
bro.
Yeah,
and then you play the team next to you is they're like on your left, and you're on your right, or they're on your right left.
Nah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah, I
need
feel
to.
you, I feel you.
set up the
But
exact way you think it would be.
and then if you
Hmm.
look out into the crowd, everybody's watching you, and you're it's not like a
Wow.
regular. It's like the LED lights in front of you and everything showing
Hmm.
your team logo. And so I remember
That's
the
so cool.
first game we pulled up. I plugged my controller in. I'm sitting here like this. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I was
I'm
just gonna
like,
ask that. I was gonna say, like, what did it feel like being in that
yeah.
environment? Like you
I
mentioned,
was,
there being a crowd. Like we're used to being at home playing the game, like with no, you know what I'm saying, no noise, you know what I'm saying, no nothing. So when you go from that to being in a arena with a stadium full of people watching you play the game, and you're also side by side, like
And
what
they
goes
got a
into your mind?
huge monitor
yeah.
behind you
I was like,
playing
and
the
Yeah.
they had
game.
they had a big TV in front of you so everybody could watch the game view. It was
Oh,
so cool. So you get up there, you plug your controller in as if you're at your own setup with one
yeah,
monitor in front of you. Set the monitor how you want to. You're allowed to change anything. They have little people behind you to help you, little referees.
yeah.
And then you will load into the game and you'll play your match. I remember our first match. We get up there, we're all shaking. Everybody's super nervous. Everybody's like, the tension's
I mean, who
crazy.
wouldn't be? You know what I
We get
mean?
scored on in the first round. We get scored on, and I'm like, oh my God, because you can hear people through those
Yeah.
headsets. I was like, I thought I wouldn't be able to hear anybody, but they were kind of loud for it to be a small high school tournament. We get up
Dang.
there, we get scored on 3 minutes into the game. I mean, kickoff goal.
And this
I'm
is
like,
Rocket
oh
League,
my
right?
God, yes, yes,
Okay,
Rocket
just
League.
making sure. Just
We
making
get
sure.
scored on kickoff goal. I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna
Like,
be
here we go.
terrible. I
Here's
was
it.
like, we're about
Here
to
we go.
sweat. And then my teammate, Keaton, he was a freshman this year. This was my
Mhm.
senior year. Dude easily was the best player on our team. He goes,
Mm,
he goes, he goes, honestly, just pass the ball to me. Well, I'll get this out of the way. I said, yo, like,
WEO, WEO.
I was like, that's a little aggressive. So we win the kickoff, and my other teammate, I'm back at goal. If people, Rocket League people understand this, it's just the easiest way for me to describe it. Um, I'm back at goal. Teammate passes it over. He hits a double flip reset for a goal, and I can send you the clip. It's stupid.
Yeah, we can
He hits
post
a
the clip. We'll post the clip on
yeah,
the.
he hits a double flip reset to score and says, "All right, we win this series." Went on to sweep him. He was match MVP all the way up to the finals. I was like, "What
Wow.
are you? You're not human."
Nah, yeah, and it's crazy. And like, cause like you said, like in other sports, like at our school, like in other sports, we never had somebody that was like just like deadly, like could just really
Yeah,
like ball out and just was bad. You know, what I'm saying bad to the bone.
You had
So with
us.
like esports, you do like find like those, like you said,
yeah,
those sleeper kids that like you
yeah.
would never expect to be
And yeah, I'm
this
about to
good at
say
the
it could
game.
literally be
It
anybody.
You
Yeah,
don't know who
Literally
it
be.
is. I mean, you really let's be
exactly.
real. Every high school has people that are a little questionable and a little
And
weird.
Yeah.
they be capping too.
But
You know what I'm saying? There's some people that be like, oh yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm him. You know what I'm saying? Then you
yeah,
get
Yeah.
on the game with them, their dog crap.
yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
then we get
Dog
in
water.
here, and this kid I'm talking about, I've played with some of the most humble people. They will
Mhm.
make you think they're terrible. They're like, yeah, I'm not that good. I feel like I've gotten my rank from getting carried. Then you play with them, and you're like, you're supposed to be higher ranked than you are.
Nah,
Somebody's
yeah.
holding you back. You're this good. I mean, it's crazy that people can have that much talent on a game. It still
Nah,
feels
yeah.
weird. You know what I'm saying? It's still a
Yeah.
weird feeling.
And so whenever y'all had to travel to Atlanta to do those, you said it was a 2-day tournament.
2-day LAN tournament. Yeah, so you
All
play
right. And so
two
I'm
matches
just
first day and then
mhm.
championship the next day.
And so like whenever you go, do y'all stay in Atlanta? Like do
Yeah.
y'all like book a hotel or do y'all have to
Mhm.
come back home and okay,
Yeah,
okay.
we
I was
had a
just curious
hotel
about
and
how
we
that worked.
actually we had a hotel and we did a VOD review in the hotel. So
Oh
we
crap.
did like a I guess in football it'd be like watching the
Film.
other team's film. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what we did. We watched film from how they played.
Mm-hmm. And so
Hmm.
like is there like a locker room there? Like
No,
did y'all have
there's
like
not
a
a locker
coach
room or
or anything like
anything.
that?
We did have a coach, but he wasn't really he was more of a supervisor. I mean, we
Yeah, because
coached
it's hard to
ourselves.
coach. Yeah, I was about to say it's kind of hard
Yeah.
to coach gaming unless you're just like yourself.
So
Like
yeah,
I can see how you could coach because you've been in that position. You know what I'm saying? You played, and like I said, a lot of people at our school hardly ever game. So
Right.
I can see that.
yeah.
One
I mean,
thing.
for it to be a coach, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask you too. I mean, I didn't know if you was finished stating that. I was gonna ask, like with you said that you guys obviously watched film or like watched
Mhm.
the other team play or whatever, what you want to call it. So like I was gonna ask, so like when you go into these things, obviously we asked how does it feel to go get on stage? That's one thing.
Yeah.
But how do you like prepare for this type of situation, or how much time do you truly have to put in? Like we talk about, you can go football practice, you can practice. How often
Mhm.
and how long does it take to truly prepare and like say, you know, get into the mindset of like, okay, it's game day. Like
Yeah.
what is
Yeah.
it?
I think it's no different than a regular sport. I think it comes down to, I mean, you look at it. Let's just keep comparing it to football because that's what we all know. You put in the hours, you put in the time, and you get to the best place your team can be. Right? That's
No,
step
yeah,
one. You make sure your team's where they need to be, and then you take your advantages and you figure out what you can do to beat the other team. Find their weaknesses and figure out how you're going to exploit them. As simple as that. And then when you're into game day, it's kind of just, trusting that everything you've done is going to get you the win. It's really no different than a regular sport. And I don't think it ever will be because
hmm
any competitiveness, any type of competitive anything is treated the same way when you come to the table to play your match.
nah, yeah,
Right,
I
right.
mean, there's
I mean,
there's no different
is there
look.
like obviously you guys went for Rocket League, so I'm gonna ask for Rocket League in
Yeah.
particular. Like, did you guys practice like say like plays and stuff like that? Like, is there like or do you kind
No,
of or like
because
how do you like? I know it sounds dumb. Besides just saying let's play games to practice, but like
yeah.
what's other ways? I mean, there's got to be some other
Oh,
ways you guys practice
simple.
besides
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah. So what we would do, we actually didn't play that much ranked together because we realized that ranked wasn't the most beneficial way. We played scrims.
yeah.
We played every team we could find from different states. We did not play one team out of Georgia
hmm
because we realized that if we played teams out of Georgia, they were gonna know how to beat us,
Yep.
and they were gonna
hmm
realize we were if we lost, we couldn't take the risk of losing to a team that we were gonna play because if we lost,
Yeah.
they were gonna be so confident that they could beat us that they would. And so we play teams from out of state and see if we couldn't figure out how um how we could change things to beat different play styles. We didn't play the same play style. For mechanic wise, I mean, the kind of thing you were saying a second ago, I think we just like plays. You said you kind of said, do you have plays? We didn't have anything like a basketball playbook. Like you have
Yeah.
different plays in basketball. That's the best way for me to think about it because I
hmm
played. But I'd say it's just making every little thing that you making the basics a habit in that game was what we had to do. And
hmm
then we would play scrims and we would do maybe an hour or two of like free play on our own like training packs and stuff in the game
Mm-hmm.
because we would do shot packs where you would get in there and you would just shoot. You wouldn't play any defense, any offense, you would just shoot to make sure that you knew where that ball needed to hit your car to go where you wanted it to go. It was really
Yeah.
just making sure that every basic was mastered. That was all we did.
And that's fair.
Mm,
That was a
okay.
that was a really long
Nah,
description. I was
No,
trying to
you're
figure out how
good.
to
that's
say
what
that,
you answered
but
it
Yeah,
perfectly,
yeah.
honestly.
yeah, I mean,
That's a very
short
interesting
answer
way
is
to
get
yeah,
master the basics. Short
yeah,
answer.
hmm
yeah. So there's like there's no. It's kind of like I mean, there's things you can practice for, obviously, but it's kind of just more or less. I don't want to use the word terms get good, but you get
Yeah.
you understand situations. I think is the way we
Yeah,
was trying
I
to.
mean, you need to know how to treat every situation. I mean, I kind of view it as I play golf.
Yeah.
That's my for anybody that doesn't know, that's my sport. That's what I grew up on. Esports kind of came after and became a second
Mm-hmm.
passion. But golf's my OG passion. That's where it's always been. For golf, you have to practice different shots. I mean, you find yourself in situations where you have to know how to play it. In Rocket League, you find yourself in situations where you have to know how to play it. Like not specifically on offense, but when you're in defensive situations, uh, you're the only one at net. You got two people passing the ball around.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know
Mhm.
where to position so that you can play the ball. And if you're in a bad position, you have to know how to get out of it. It really is a situational game.
Nah, yeah. And so we touched on the your high school career, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And now I'm just curious, like, what was it like? Because you said you attended the University of Georgia or Georgia Tech for
yeah,
their esports team. What was the environment on the campus, or if you did on campus,
yeah.
like
No,
if it
I
was on
did.
there,
Yeah.
like what was it like as an esport athlete on at Georgia Tech? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what was the environment
Right.
like?
Yeah. This one's pretty easy. I only had a semester because I switched to online for the people watching
Yeah.
this, but for the first semester, I went to this big meeting and they were like, "Hey, these are the people we've reached out to about playing. You go, congrats for getting into the school.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's see what we can do. We're gonna place everybody on teams. Go, come to tryouts." I show up to tryouts and there's like 30 kids, and
Mm,
okay, I wonder who's gonna be the real deal. And half of them were.
yeah.
I was honestly after tryouts, I was like, they're gonna put me on the B team because I'm not good enough to play with some of these guys.
So you say the B team, like,
They
so is
have
that like the
5
backup?
teams.
They have
Oh,
There's
they
okay.
have
five
back yeah,
teams.
they have
And,
like
and what are
starters and
they what are
Yeah.
they
backups.
labeled as?
Each team has their own name. It's like the Stingers, the Yellow
Oh, okay,
Jackets,
okay,
and so, but your main one would be your CRL team.
okay,
I didn't play on the CR. I didn't play a single CRL minute. I played CRL scrims, but
okay.
actual CRL like matches I didn't play. But when I was there, we played League of wrong game, Rocket League. The Rocket League World Qualifiers, and we
Hmm.
made it pretty far. So that was kind of the big. Was I didn't play CRL mainly. I just did scrims, but I played in that, and I will say it's no different. It's just that when you get to college, and especially if you're playing at a bigger school, because it's a bigger school.
Yeah.
It's a
Georgia
Division
Tech
One
is a pretty,
school,
yeah.
and that doesn't
Mhm.
change anything when it comes to who you play against. So you're gonna play against big schools, which means you're gonna play against people with big egos,
Hmm.
huge egos. I mean, really, it was a lot more toxic. Everybody was like, "I'm the best, and you can't beat me."
Mm,
And
Mm.
nobody, like, I'm talking about not just who you played against on your team. Everybody wanted to
mm,
be the best individually. They wanted to be center of the spotlight, but I didn't like that. That kind of drew me away and made me not like playing Rocket League competitively
nah,
for a
yeah.
while. But then,
Mm.
I came home and then I got into IGL with the former teammate I played high school with. And when we started winning, I got the feeling back again. And
Mm,
I realized that, pursuing going maybe pro or something, which was far from out of reach. But, um, not going pro, not wanting to play college. It was more about playing for fun,
yeah.
competitive fun.
Trying not to make it a job.
People that wanted to play to compete no matter their skill level. I
Mhm.
didn't want to play against or with people that were gonna showboat. It's not
Nah,
fun
yeah,
for
Well,
it's no
anybody.
fun.
I was going to ask this. Do you think it was maybe just a Georgia Tech thing, or do you think it was?
No,
Might be a
it
different
wasn't.
school.
No,
I mean, I'm not trying to talk on Georgia Tech. I'm just saying,
Nah, I mean,
you
no,
it's
know,
a
yeah,
you
no.
know,
genuine
you know,
question.
It's
yeah,
a cocky school. Everybody in Georgia is a cocky school.
It's a
yeah.
You
cocky
get
state. I mean, just
if
look at
you
the Georgia fans. Like,
Yeah, I mean, if you get
Arr.
in to Georgia Tech, you're gonna say, "I'm so smart. Oh, look at me." I mean,
nah, yeah.
seriously. I'm sorry if anybody is watching this and you're from Georgia Tech, but I don't like you probably.
Well, shit, be honest. Hey,
I'm
leave
not
it
gonna.
alone.
I'm gonna be real. It's
Yeah.
just that everybody I met was like, where we come from. Everybody's kind. I mean, kind to each other.
Yeah,
Really, everybody
in our little
respects
town, yeah.
everybody,
I mean,
and
you
then you
talk
get
you talk
there.
shit, but you don't like, I mean,
I mean,
you
if you're
know
gonna
who's
talk it,
good and
you're
who's
gonna
not.
back it up.
Like, you know
If
who's
you're gonna
good.
talk it here, you're gonna back it up.
Yeah, you know who's
I'm
good
not
and
gonna
who
go
ain't.
say something to someone that I can't back up my statement. But everyone there is gonna say that they're the smartest person on the planet. Not
Nah,
one of
yeah.
them is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
It's
I
I
mean,
all
it
felt
was
that.
really difficult for me to show up with, my country accent, even
nah,
though it's
yeah.
not bad. But God, I mean, I showed up
Everybody else can
Boy,
hear it
girl,
but you.
every single one of them's, "Hey, cowboy, how you doing?" I'm
nah,
like, "What?
yeah. I
I'm
kid
just
you
trying
not,
to
I
play some
can't tell
games."
you. Yeah, like literally anybody from where we are, if they get on the game with like cause I play with a bunch of different people from all around the world, to be
Yeah.
honest. And so like if I invite like for instance Ayzo or even Beacon or Tuna, like somebody from our area, like from the south of Georgia, they're like, dang, they got such a strong country accent. And like,
I
you know what I'm
can't
saying?
even
We
hear
grew
it.
up around it, so
It
like we
sounds
can't hear
normal.
it. Yeah.
It sounds
But
so normal to me.
And even
yeah,
and even
absolutely.
unless you're from another country, I can't even really tell you if you have a different accent
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
I just hear English. Like I'm not trying to be
Unless
that
you're from
guy.
New
For
York.
real.
New
You,
York
you
people
know,
have
I,
an accent.
I mean, you from the Bronx, you're going to be able to
Yeah,
hear
Yeah.
obviously.
the
Yeah.
And
that.
then
But
oh, go
like
ahead.
it takes a lot to just be like, that's a different accent than Southern
No,
for
yeah.
me. Like
Yeah.
if you go
Definitely.
even like because you got us, then you got Florida, and then you kind of get down towards the tip of Florida, it gets more
Mm-hmm.
what do you say? I don't want to say northern talking, but like a lot less slang
Nah,
used
yeah.
than,
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
but I can't never tell that, and even with like
There's
guys
a
that we
there's
meet
a
now,
there's a more heavy draw on
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so you mentioned earlier that like as you was playing like on the collegiate level, that it kind of just it like the fun kind of was sucked out of it,
It
like with
was
the
more.
environment. So
Yeah.
like you say that like what were like besides Rocket League, because I think that's what you like mained in, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Like what were like some other games that you just played just like to play, you know what I'm saying? Just
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, on some chill stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So I don't think I mentioned earlier, but Rocket League is not my game anymore. Like, I just don't
Wow.
play it because I played that competitive era after the IGO leagues, and we won all of them, and it was fun. I enjoyed that, and I regained my enjoyment for the game, but the competitiveness and the passion that I had to play against other good players
Mm-hmm.
just faded away with the cockiness that I was like seeing, and I realized then that I just didn't want to play the game. So I went back
I
and I
feel you.
played a lot of League for a while, and then I realized that League was fun, but I just didn't have the talent. And then League has Riot has a game called Team Fight Tactics. It's a strategy game just like online auto chess. And I played one ranked season and I was like, wait a minute, I'm kind of good at this.
Nah, yeah.
Let me try. So that's what I play now. I just play strategy games. I just play
Nah, that's
TFT
fine.
pretty much all day, and I play Valorant a lot. But I mean, I'm only a plat in Valorant. I'm nowhere near good, but I played that, and that was pretty much it. I realized I will add on to this.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I realized I didn't want to play against those cocky players, I realized I sat here and I thought, and I was like, is there something I can do to change that? Like, I don't want other people to go into college
Yeah.
excited like me and be like, this is going to be fun. I'm going to make friends. Everybody's going to want to like win as a team because that's what I came from. And then I
Yeah.
get there and everybody wants to showboat. And I realized, wait a minute, what if I became a caster, like got into
Yeah,
relations? I was
I
like,
was actually just about to add Slipe.
yeah.
So we talked about your high school career, we talked about your collegiate career.
Mhm.
How did you get into the commentating
That was it.
category of things? And so I
That
was
was it.
actually going to ask you that.
Easy enough. I looked on Indeed. I was like, I wonder if they got any like,
That's
no
fair.
paying jobs. Like, let me see if there's anything out there. I got in contact with Greater Texas Sport. He said, "Do you have any casting experience or hosting experience?" I said, "No, I do not." He said, "Well, I mean, I'll give you a trial run if you want." He said, "I just need to know you have the game knowledge." I was like,
Oh yeah.
"That's not something you got to worry about. I have the game knowledge."
Yeah.
So we casted, and that first match was electric. I mean, it was so
Mm,
fun. My first match I ever casted was a best of 7 when the team that won in game 7 overtime. Like,
Mm.
that was the
nah, yeah.
perfect match to cast.
That's like peak
Um
commentating.
I mean,
Like you
it
could
was
have asked
peak.
for better.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
And so we finished it, and the dude was like, "Dude, like, you're good at this." And that sounds cocky, but it
Nah,
wasn't that
yeah.
I was necessarily good at it. It was that I enjoyed it so much
Yeah,
because I
and
was having so much fun with the players.
now I was actually gonna say, like if I recall, like you commentated basketball games as like back in the
Yeah,
day
I did.
some a little bit too. So like you also had some type of like comfortability being behind the mic and being able to, I guess you could say, instruct the game. And so it's cool seeing you doing that on a, I guess you could say, a higher level than just high school basketball.
Right.
And it's for something that you love. You know what I'm saying? And that's gaming, and I think
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
It feels kind of like I'd say it's a type of art. It really is, because you're not just talking about what's happening. You're explaining it kind of. It's more
Oh
like
yeah.
you're giving the people the electricity that the game itself is lacks by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I get hyped. I mean, I scream. I make
Yeah.
noise because I want everyone to feel the same way that I do whenever they watch these moments happen on
Absolutely.
stream. And everybody knows. I feel like everybody in here should know that big clip. This is Rocket League clip that went
Mm-hmm.
around a long time.
Nah,
I
yeah.
I try to give that exact same energy every time I do it, and it brought me a love back to the game. And I realized I'm gonna go back for a second to where I was a second ago. I realized that I could have an influence on these high schoolers to show them that I didn't take a coach's standpoint at it, but to show them
Yeah.
that you don't have to be a showboat
Oh, hey,
to
wait.
throw the electricity.
No, your camera had froze, but you're good. You're good now.
Okay,
You're
okay.
good.
I was like, you don't have to be a showboat to like have that kind of game electricity. I said,
Mhm.
and this is what I told everybody. We had a huge meeting in Discord. It was really noisy. Um, Everybody was kind of in there, and they introduced me, and they kind of asked what I wanted to tell everybody. I was like, listen, games aren't fun to watch. They're fun to watch when one person's making things happen for the first one or two games, but I want to see underdogs win. I want to see like big team plays. I don't know about you guys. I get way more hype whenever a team play happens in a video game than when a person does something by themselves. The only time I
Nah,
get
yeah.
like really excited when someone does something by themselves is if it's like a 1v4 in MLG or something.
Nah,
Now,
yeah.
those are hype. But when it's a Rocket League game and there's like no kills or anything, I want to
Yeah.
see some pass plays. I want to see some creativity.
Yeah, it's
I
Mm-hmm.
don't
it's
want to
kind
see
of
somebody showboat.
like you said, it's kind of like in basketball, like throwing an alley oop, or you know what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Those are and, like even in football, you know what I'm saying. A
Mhm.
pass plays are, in my opinion, a bit more exciting than just a running play. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
running plays are exciting as well, but like seeing somebody like, for instance, perfect example, Justin
Mhm.
Jefferson with that
Oh, that
crazy
was
catch,
crazy.
Yeah,
that
that
crazy
was
catch.
that was just
That
That
was
is
ridiculous.
wild.
like, and
That shit should
Elder
happen.
Beckham, like just sharing the ball, like sharing, like you said, just like seeing that teammate chemistry or whatnot is just a bit more exciting to me
Yeah,
personally than just like what I'm saying, a
I'm
singles
with you.
point of view.
That's
Mm-hmm.
what I told
But
him.
yeah.
I realized that we could make a difference if
Hmm.
I realized that at least I could change, even if I'm only changing one player's viewpoint on how to be a teammate. It's definitely gonna make everybody's life better. Even if all I do is make one player go to the college scene,
Yeah.
um, as a team player,
Makes it
I'll
feel
be
like a win.
satisfied because that one
And
person
that's fire.
will learn so much from it.
Hmm.
I can
Nah,
100%
that's
agree
dope.
with that. I dig that. I like that mindset there.
I think that's something that should be. I don't get me wrong. I live for the toxicity in games. Like whenever a player gets up and screams that they're better than
Yeah.
everybody, I live for that. That's awesome. I
Nah,
think
yeah,
it's funny,
obviously.
but I don't want to see it become the norm. I don't want to see
Yeah.
kids always
See,
saying they're so much better than everybody when they get a kill.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I was just about to say that, like, it's funny in like casual gameplay, but when you're playing
Yeah.
comp, obviously that can come off as a bit arrogant and kind of
Mhm.
annoying in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah, it can
Mhm.
be
I agree.
kind of bad off. Like, I mean, I mean, we've seen some things. I think it was even in what was one I was watching. I think it was the 2K League. Um, it was a clip from that a while ago, and like this one team had just. I mean, obviously they beat the other team, and this guy maybe had
Hmm.
like 30 points or something. I mean, it's 2K, and
Yeah.
he just got up and started talking the most mad shit, and
Yeah.
it
I
ended
just
up.
can't.
I just don't see that. Like when you're sitting across, like this is in person, like telling these guys to go home, like they're
Yeah.
not, that type of shit. I mean, I get it. We all talk in COD and stuff and everything. We've all been there,
Hmm.
but like
Yeah.
you're on a professional scene, you're on TV, you're
I'm
on
saying,
camera,
and that's exactly it.
you're
Yeah.
being live streamed on Twitch, like. Yeah, this is your
Yeah.
live. First of all, it's your livelihood. Like, this is what's paying your bills. Do you really want
Yeah.
to
Hmm.
throw all that out the window just because you want to be
Yeah.
arrogant?
Or not even really throw it out the window, just like do you really want to have that image? You know what I'm saying?
That
Like a
that
lot of people
too.
don't care what they think about, like how like what other people think about them. But like I know me personally, I wouldn't want like because like you said, people are watching these guys like on the big stage, like you said, y'all played in the arena and that was just high school. You know what I'm saying? So imagine like when you're in the collegiate level or even the pro level, like there's even more people watching you. And you so
Yeah.
like me personally, I wouldn't want like a fan at home to be watching him like, oh, that dude's a jackass. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I
Yeah.
don't want to be known for being just me personally. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care if I became if they released a game tomorrow and I became the best player in the world at it, and that was my legacy. I don't want
Yeah,
to be known as the guy who is
exactly.
cocky and
Mm-hmm. Arrogant.
nobody like when you're gone, nobody's gonna say, yeah, that guy was just good at the game. They're gonna say, no, he was cocky. Like
Mm-hmm.
I wanna if I'm not gonna be known for how good I am at the game, I wanna be known for how likable of a person I was.
Yeah,
I'd rather
Right.
be known for that because that teaches so many
much
better
more.
things.
It teaches
I mean
character too.
that is things that are gonna live. That's a legacy right there. It's like let me I'm gonna give an example real quick. I thought about this earlier today. One player in the NBA right now that I know, he said he wants to fade away when his basketball career is over, but it's
Mm-hmm.
hard for him to. Is Giannis
Mm,
Antetokounmpo? Such a
yeah,
likable guy. I mean,
such a
really,
great guy.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
such a likable guy. He doesn't sit there and flex. The only thing that man does is talk about how thankful he is for his teammates, his family, and
Nah,
his
yeah,
staff. Everybody that has got him where he is. And that's the kind of person I would want to be as an athlete, or
Well,
as
I
an
nah,
was
yeah.
I
esports
was
athlete,
gonna
or as an athlete.
I was gonna ask too, since we're sitting here talking about, like where do you like what you want to do, like at your goals and stuff. Like where do you see yourself like as obviously you took the caster route, which there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, we've done spoke on that.
Mm.
Where do you see yourself in say like 5 years? Do you still see yourself doing this, or do you see it kind of,
Um,
or do you still see it like
well,
do you, we all talk about making a career out of this, but obviously
yeah,
you have some type of connection to a different style other than a say like me and Jeremy style
right,
streaming and stuff like that. You're
yeah,
in
and I
you're
mean,
you're in a different atmosphere. So like, where do you see yourself kind of setting
yeah,
up?
no, so I don't really want to. I mean, I stream, but for other people
Right.
Yeah,
doing,
You see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
you know what I
Like
mean.
yeah.
But like, I don't see myself casting. I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, it's fun.
yeah.
I can bring electricity to games, and I really do like it. But if I were to use it as a career path, and if I were to just say, you know, just screw it, we ball, and just go like straight into esports, I would want to. It's difficult. I would want to be a
Yeah.
host, maybe. I like being on the camera. I can't lie. Like I really enjoy being. I like watching League of Legends because I like watching what these hosts and these analyzers say about the games.
Nah,
I
yeah.
don't want to cast the game as it happens. I want to talk about what I just watched. If I'm going to take that route, that's option one. Option two would be the management of some type of organization. I'd want to be in some type of management where I have not power but influence over the people that are playing for my
And low
organization.
key, I could
Bec-
actually see that. I could see you
Yeah,
like you said, like being like even a coach. Even I could see that.
yeah,
Even I could see
for
like a
sure.
Yeah.
coach or like you said, an
Yeah.
owner of a esports org. I think that'd be a great position to be
Yeah,
in. As somebody that's as passionate as like just improving the game as you are. And I think I respect that
yeah.
for sure.
I would like to have, yeah, as I said, no control, no power. I want to have influence over.
Mm-hmm.
I would be the type of person. I wouldn't want to maybe own the org. Maybe just. I
Nah,
mean,
yeah.
maybe own the org. You never know, but
Hey, the bag is
just be
there.
like the person that kind of oversees the teams. I don't want to
Yeah.
like
Right.
Nah,
even if
that's
I
Right.
don't know the game, I want to be the person that like it's almost like public relations. It's almost like what is our organization being viewed as
Yeah.
Mhm.
because you think about teams 100 Thieves. I'd like to say 100 Thieves changed their entire like I don't look at 100 Thieves as an esports organization. I look at them as a clothing brand,
Yeah.
which is what they wanted. And they're good at it. I mean, really
Yeah.
good at it. But then when you go and look at their teams, they're successful.
Yeah.
I mean, for a moment, they're best League of Legends team in North America, best Valorant team in North America. They're throwing down amazing Fortnite accomplishments with these younger kids they're picking up, and they're making a good impact. I would want to be kind of where Nate Shot took that route. I would want to. I would want to. I would want people to look at my org first of all and see more than esports, whether it be a clothing brand like he did. I thought that was smart. I think that's a genius thing to
Yeah.
do. Or, you know, just a how do I say this? Okay, I'm blanking.
No, you good, you good.
Just like a God, I can't think. You
Nah,
know
you
what I
good.
mean? Like
Nah,
a
yeah.
personality. That's the word.
Yeah.
Like
Nah,
a
yeah.
personality. People look at my org and they're like, yeah, those are the good guys almost.
Yeah. Kind of like the
The people that
Chick-fil-A of the
have
esports. You know what
The
I'm
even
saying?
if you're
Chick-fil-A.
not winning, you know, even if you're not winning, the people that support your org are pulling for you.
Nah, yeah.
Right.
That's what I would want.
I can
That is
totally
fine.
see that. Well,
And then before we do call it, I would like to say you know, I said I want to start. Came up with this little segment of mine, and it's called "The Bird Is the Word." And I was just curious. I want to ask this for every guest that we get on here. What is your top 3 games of all time instincts,
Okay. Um
and why?
Number
If you don't mind me
3.
asking.
Oh, this
you
is
better tell me why
this is a
now.
hefty
Tell me
number
why now.
3. Number 3, I think I'm going to go Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I think that one came out of nowhere to both of you
That
guys.
is a bit random. I ain't gonna lie. I was
Yeah.
not expecting it. I can see
I can
that.
respect it though. I
And
can
the
respect
reason
that.
I
That's a good
say
answer.
it is because nostalgia. I grew up on it.
Yep.
Yes.
That is what defined my childhood. The second pod racer level was like the most rage I've ever had at a game, probably. Um, you know, it was just for nostalgia. It's just what I grew up on. I feel like it has to be in the list if it's going to be discussed. Number 2, this one might come as a surprise as well, but I'm specifically gonna take peak Fortnite. Specifically,
I can see that.
I feel like
Yeah.
I know that these are coming out of nowhere to Ayzo. Like I
Nah.
know for a fact that he doesn't know any of these answers.
And I'll let Azo say his after yours. Now I'll say mine.
Nah,
Okay.
but you know how Jamie knows how I feel about
Nah,
the
I know how he
Fortnite
feels
thing.
about Fortnite. And that's cool.
I have to
I
say for
understand why you
me,
got it.
I have to say for me, it's
Oh
peak
man.
Fortnite, but it's not because of the game.
Uh,
It's
Yeah.
purely because I would come home and all of us would be like every single one of my friends that I
Yep.
just saw at school were on and we're playing and we're having a good time. It was really just about having a great time.
I can see that. I can
And
see
then
that. Let me stop being a hater for 2 seconds. I can see
yeah,
that.
there's no need. I can't say I support Fortnite anymore. It's weird to me now. I just you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
I feel you. I feel you. And that's understandable. I mean, you just grow out of it. But I
and
understand that.
then oh my god, number 1's kind of tough for me because there's like 3 games that I think I could throw in here, but I feel like Rocket League has to take it
Yeah, I was
because
just about
of
to
what
say.
it's done for me,
Mm-hmm.
because of where it has taken me, and because of where it's gonna take me, and because of the amount of memories I have. I think I wouldn't say it's my favorite game to play, but I'd
Yeah.
say it's my favorite game, like
Nah, and
to
that's fair.
watch, to
Mhm.
play, you know, all of the above,
Mm-hmm.
just because of what it's done for me.
Nah, yeah. And that's a solid top 3. And like I said, I figured Rocket League would be number 1 because when you said 3 and 2, I was like, well, Rocket League's got to be 1. There's no way he would leave it out of his top 3, right?
I almost wanted
Theoretically.
to. I almost wanted to.
And I was like, because like you said, I mean, like Rocket League has just done so much for you in your career, so I
Yeah.
can see why it's number 1 for you.
Right.
Yeah.
And Azo, top 3. If
Man,
you don't mind me asking.
top 3.
Top
Top
three.
3.
Bird is the word.
I
Curious.
think my 3. I'm gonna start with 3 and say because I got to put my multiplayer like passion. I gotta say Call of Duty is my 3 as a whole.
valid.
Not like
Oh, as a
valid.
whole, okay.
not
okay.
Yeah, that's valid.
not like one game, just as a whole.
Yeah,
Because you
that's
know,
valid.
like
That's
you know,
valid.
it's too much to
Nah,
put
yeah.
as one. But if you had to pick my favorite COD, I like Modern Warfare more than I like Black Ops. So I'd say the original Modern Warfare series is better than Black Ops to me personally. But
Fair.
you know, everybody has their pick and choose. You know, I like Captain Price and those guys. Some people like Mason and Woods better. So you know, it is what it is. My number 2, and this is gonna get nothing but better after this, but the Spider-Man series on PlayStation.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
no, that's fair. No,
Oh
that's
yeah.
fair.
That's good.
Like
Yeah, I mean,
I've been waiting
solid.
for a. All right, sorry for the short technical difficulty. So back to what I was saying. This Spider-Man series, it just I was waiting so long for a good Spider-Man game, and then it finally came, and you know, the first one was amazing. The ending made me tear up.
So good, dude. It was
Literally,
so
like
good.
I'm not gonna lie about that. I actually played it with my good buddy. At the same time, me and him took turns playing the missions because me and him were so anticipated about the game. I literally went and bought. I didn't have a PlayStation before it. I went and literally bought a PlayStation just to play that game. I never bought it for God of War. Never bought it for nothing. I bought it for Spider-Man because that's my childhood and that's what it was.
Oh yeah.
I haven't
That's so
finished
good.
Miles Morales because at the time I
Got
bought
to.
Miles
So good.
Morales. It was on PS5, but I bought it on PS4. Didn't know it was on PS4. But I had at the time it was like last Christmas, I believe, give or take. I had bought the Series X Xbox, and I'd seen the settings and how it looked, and I just knew I had to
Play it
wait to
on next gen.
play it on next gen to get the full experience.
Nah,
And
yeah.
the
It's
same
so
thing
good. It's worth it, by
goes
the way. My
with the
bad.
new one that I know that's coming out is going to be absolutely solid. If you don't know spoilers, if you haven't seen the trailer, Venom's in the game, so you can already tell we're going to get the black suit, all that type
It's
of
gonna be
stuff.
so
It's going to be
good, dude.
sick. Either Miles is going to have the black suit too. You never know. I don't know all the nitty gritty details on it, but I think it's going to be very dope. And then my number one spot,
All right, the one we've all been waiting for. Drum roll,
and
please.
everybody's going to. There's going to be a lot of people that hates me for this, and it's the simple fact of it's a game that means a lot to me now. That I look back on it more, just because how much I dig it as a whole concept. I'm going to have to go with Star Wars Fallen Order as
Oh yeah.
a
Nah,
as
that's good.
I like that.
as
That's
a
a hefty
because I
one.
mean
Yeah.
I could go through a process of what games I like more. I took
Yeah, obviously.
I gave Call of Duty my multiplayer spot. That's what that was. Like like that's going to be like, what game did you have the best time with your boys? Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like like Fortnite, we played it, but it didn't have the same fun as I did with COD. But Star Wars is taking my number one spot as a story mode game. That's what gets me more into it. I literally enjoyed that game more than anything, and I am more anticipated for Star Wars Jedi Survivor more than probably any game coming in 2023.
Nah,
It is just the fact of, I mean, besides NCAA 14, that could be a good honorable mention for me, just because the memories I had with my brother and stuff, and how good of a game. First of all, last best football game, period.
Ever. Really.
Waiting for the new one to come out. Hopefully, they don't bug it. We've said that like
Hopefully
2 or
that
3
don't
times
flop,
on
bro.
stream.
Hopefully it doesn't flop,
But yeah,
That's
that's my top 3 with that honorable mention of NCAA 14. That's that's it. Those games have probably been the most entertaining games that I've played in probably the last 5 years.
That's a good list.
that is a
It's a
great top
solid
3.
list.
That's a great top 3. And so now we get into my top 3. And after you saying Spider-Man has definitely got me reevaluating my list. And I was gonna put Detroit Become Human at my 3rd spot.
Oh, that's a good one.
But
Wow.
low-key, I might have to put Spider-Man there because, like you said, both of those Spider, because I'm one that played both of them. Luckily on next gen, so I experienced them both with the next gen graphics, and they were both just so entertaining. You would have thought you were watching the movie, like playing the movie, and then don't even get me started on the web slinging and the costumes, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just everything that you would want in a Spider-Man game. It was in that. But Detroit Become Human was probably one of the best story mode games I've ever played in my life. And you know what I'm saying? That's just me personally. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, has different opinions. But
Right.
Detroit Become Human was just so good to me because like it really gave you an outlook on kind of how like the world, you know what I'm saying, how the world worked. You know what I'm saying?
It was crazy.
And,
As somebody who played it, that's a I don't know if you played it
fantastic game,
Instincts, but that was seriously like a very first of all, the thing I loved about it, it was I think it was the first game I played personally that was a decision based game, and
So good,
everything
dude.
you could have screwed up and killed somebody in a heartbeat. Like it was that
Yeah.
and people turning on everybody and stuff. It's pretty wild. So
Yeah,
that's
like I
a
said,
solid number 3.
fantastic game, man. So I'm gonna have to put Detroit Become Human at my 3 spot. And coming in at number 2, this low key might be a hot take, but I'm gonna have to put Midnight Club Dubbed Edition, man. That game is probably the best racing game I've ever played in my life. Best racing game I've ever played. Like just because it just really like embodied street racing. You know what I'm saying? It really embodied the street racing culture. Like it gave you like the original Fast and the Furious vibes, bro. And it was just a fantastic game. I love the feature that you were able to pink slip your cars. and if you lost, you would literally lose your car. You know what I'm saying? You would literally lose your car. And so I'm definitely putting Midnight Club at 2. And I don't think this is no surprise to anyone, but at my number 1 spot, I'm obviously gonna have to go with Fortnite because I'd have to say Fortnite was like the first game that I was actually like good at. I guess you could say like, and I played that literally from season 3 all the way up. I mean, I don't play that much now because obviously after you play something like kind of like what Tay said, after you play something for so long and for like so competitively, it kind of like burns you out on that. For and obviously I still watch it sometimes. Like I watch a couple Fortnite streamers occasionally. I just stop by and just see what the game is looking like. And I don't hate Fortnite, you know what I'm saying? I don't hate it, you know what I'm saying? It's just like I said, I mean, it's a new game, you know what I'm saying? And after you're playing it for so many years, you kind of just want to move on. And now I'm kind of in my like Warzone Call of Duty arc. I mean, I've always played Call of Duty, but I've been like really playing Call of Duty recently, especially with the new dropping of Modern Warfare 2.
Warzone 2. Yeah.
Not yet. I haven't even been able to. I'm getting on Warzone 2 because hopefully by the time this is uploaded, I'll actually have some gameplay on it because I tried to play that today and I couldn't even download it because the Battle.net servers are kind of bugging, and so I couldn't even download it. So I just have to wait another day to play, unfortunately. But yeah, so I have to put Fortnite at 1 just because the sentimental value, kind of like how Tate was like with Rocket League, how much it did for him. Like Fortnite really kicked off my YouTube career. Like I mean, like you both know, I mean, when I first started YouTube, literally it was nothing but straight Fortnite live streams. You know what I'm saying? And I did that for up until 1,000 subscribers. And so like as much as I guess you could say criticize Fortnite, which I don't really criticize it, but like as much as people talk down on it and things of that nature, I still, you know what I'm saying, make sure I throw a little bit of love in there because I mean it's part of my childhood. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you on that.
It's kind of like got you to where
the same game.
Yeah. It kind of got you to where you were too. It's kind of like where Tate, you know, took him.
Yeah,
with
same
Rocket
place
League.
I stand with Rocket League.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I haven't really had that yet, but you know, we'll you know, things always happen, but you know, yeah, I mean, you have your own sentimental values. You don't have to have something that brings you to a whole nother planet when it comes to gaming.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if you guys noticed, but almost all of our top 3s were different. So like, leave your top 3 in the comments. Like we'd like to hear. Obviously, everybody's top 3 isn't going to be the same. And so yeah, that's my top 3: Fortnite, Midnight Club, and then Detroit Become Human. But an honorable mention for me would be the Dark Picture games. Those are so good. I love playing those. Like Until Dawn, House of Ashes, and I'm drawing a blank on the rest of them. But the Dark Picture games are really good to play too.
Right.
Just on a story mode aspect.
So what's your I was about to say Tate's got to throw one in there. Yeah, Tate's got to throw one in now.
I have one for that. This one is actually probably gonna catch everybody off guard. This is gonna definitely catch you off guard.
I'm staring at you. Don't you say no dumb shit.
It's gonna be Roblox speedruns.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing, bro.
And I have an explanation. I haven't, dude.
I gotta hear.
Do not give me the donkey face. No.
I mean, ain't nothing wrong with Roblox. I mean,
no, I have a reason.
I play on Roblox. You know, football.
You have a reason.
I have a reason. Can I give him a reason?
No, we definitely gotta hear it.
It was the same game, okay?
Not yeah, of course.
All right, yeah. Zoom in real quick. I need that. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so this really isn't an honorable mention, it's an add-on. So when we would play Fortnite during its peak, we would play Fortnite and then we would get off around 1 a.m. every single night and we do one run of Roblox speed runs. Okay? And it was the most toxic thing ever. All right, can I give another honorable mention? I feel like I'm gonna throw in the one that you needed to hear.
But maybe we're just missing out. Shit, maybe because we didn't.
It's worth it. Oh no, I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't do it again. I would never do it again.
I have to try it out, see how it is. Maybe
I'm gonna throw this one in here though. This would be my, if I had a 4, this would be my number 4. It would easily be Minecraft.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Damn. But I don't.
Minecraft.
It would be Minecraft. That is a W honorable mention.
There you go. There you go.
All about Minecraft.
I know that's what he wanted me to say. I knew he thought that's what I was gonna say.
And they ain't nothing wrong with Roblox,
gonna say it.
Just throwing that out there.
My
and I'll be honest with you, I was gonna say it, but he looked at me and I was like, "Oh, he knows what I'm gonna say." I need to give something else. I need to throw him off. I need to throw him off. I know he likes to do the stare.
I just had a stroke.
W top threes though. From
But no,
everybody. I mean,
that
Yeah,
was
for
that was
sure.
pretty
top
good.
threes.
Even if
That was a good
Great
and
honorable mentions.
it's
as
all
well.
jokes. It's all
Yeah.
jokes. If you
Nah,
like,
yeah,
if
obviously
Roblox your
Roblox
thing,
ain't, you know what I'm saying?
That was a joke. That
yeah,
that was
I
not
thought you were
serious.
being- I mean, there ain't
No.
nothing wrong with it. I was, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah,
If
no.
it,
Roblox. So you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's something that we're missing out
I
on. But
feel
nah,
like I
yeah.
made somebody very insecure about their stuff. Like
Bro, like,
Roblox.
I'm
Yeah.
never
Listen.
telling my friends I'm playing Roblox. Never. For sure.
There was definitely one person at least that was watching this and was like, somebody like me, and then we just shut that down. I feel so
saying, bro,
bad.
Nah, but I mean, like I said, everybody has their own, you know what I'm saying, leash and things of that nature. But
Yeah.
that being said, we just would like to say thank you, Instincts, for coming onto the podcast tonight and recording with us and giving us some insight into the esports industry. Because like
For
I
sure.
said, somebody looking in, like I know it 10 times more now than I did before. So I just want to
Yeah.
say thank you for coming on and you know what I'm saying, being
Yeah,
such
no.
a fantastic first guest, man. Round
I
of applause.
really appreciate you guys, letting me come here and talk and, give my opinions. And hopefully a lot of people that are watching this, I mean, whether one person watches it that needed it or 1,000 people watch it that needed to hear it, figure out that there's more than one route in esports, because I feel like that's something that needs to be said. So I really appreciate you guys having me out here. If anybody has any more questions, comments, I'll be
Nah,
there.
Yeah,
Definitely
comments.
in the comment section, chat. Y'all leave them questions in the comment section for things that you wanted to know that we particularly didn't ask. Hey, he'll be in the comment section.
For sure.
But Ayzo, is there anything else that you would like to touch on before we call it?
I mean, just simply the fact of, appreciate you being on here, buddy. Tate, or Instincts, well, I call him Tate. I see him
It
just
don't
about
matter.
every day.
It doesn't matter.
And,
fine.
he also, we brought him on here because we knew he had a very unique take personality on esports and different things of that nature.
Yeah.
But he also has helped us here tremendously with the podcast. He has been behind the scenes working with Spotify and doing stuff that we don't know how. Yeah, Spotify.
By the way,
Yeah.
chat. It'll be in the links. It'll be in the
Yeah.
description below.
Yeah,
Throw that out there.
Should be, by the time this episode's out, I think it'll be fully caught up on episodes.
Nah, yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
So
So we just
we'll
want
be
to say
caught
a
up.
special thank you to Extincts for that. We genuinely appreciate it. No cap.
Basically,
for
call
sure.
him the manager for this podcast at this point. So
Hey.
Yeah.
Might as well be.
Just-
but we wanted to, if anything, if there was anybody that needed to be our first guest, it would need to be somebody
Had
that's
to be
that's been helping us and supporting us and wanted to be a part of it. As soon as I first brought it up to him, now it wasn't even bringing it up to him to the sense of, hey man, you need to come, or like you need to come be on it. It's just like, hey man, you want to check this out? And the first thing he asked me is like, is there any way basically I can help, or is there anything I can like you need to like? He was just like messing around.
I mean,
like, hey, man.
and I'll be honest, the reason I said that because I watched your first episode and I was like, this is some good stuff. Like it's you both have, and this isn't coming from a friend. I mean, it is, but it's coming from just a viewer.
Yeah.
You have two really good personalities that clash, and you talk about more than one thing, and that's, I think, a lot of podcasts are going out everywhere, and that's what people need to hear is just people that are not gonna just agree on everything,
and be
people
the
that
same.
are gonna give their takes. I mean, we all just gave probably 7 different games.
Exactly.
I mean,
if not more.
More it might have been, but I mean,
but
I like having that different type of everybody has different opinions and not afraid to voice it, and I really like that. It's fun to watch,
and it's
we
awesome.
appreciate it so much, man. I kid you not. Like, I know it sounds like we're just getting kind of repetitive, but like, bro, I kid you not. Me and Ayzo are so appreciative. You know what I'm saying? For people like you, like that do support the podcast as much as you do, and because I know a couple people that don't even really like, I mean, not necessarily dislike, but they don't really, know too much about the topics that we speak on. And they come on the podcast and they hear these topics and they're just here for the personalities. And they learn more about, like you said, the esports. Me personally, I learned so much more about esports that I wish I would have known before,
Right,
for sure.
Right. I mean, and that's another thing, Tate. You've been so supportive of us, and not only you, everybody else that supports. I mean, Tate helps in a different way. He's behind the scenes helping us and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But from a different point of view, the viewers, the listeners, wherever you're listening to, you guys are awesome, and you guys have supported us not only in our streaming careers, but this podcast thing that we've come up with, and you guys have nailed it recently. You guys make us want to continue to do it. I mean, me and Jbird will post YouTube videos, but I don't think me and his posted videos that get as much support as these.
Nah,
do.
yeah.
I mean, we get
And
solid views,
I'm not gonna lie.
consistent views, consistent watch time. You know, guys, I mean, our subscriber to non-subscriber ratio is off the charts. It's crazy, and we support you guys, and we appreciate you guys for, you know, our analytics have skyrocketed since our first episode.
Yeah.
And you guys have killed it, and I mean, I'm just out here rambling, but I mean, I just think that's crazy. I think it's crazy that something that hasn't even been on for even a month yet has gained so much support, and it's probably it's something that I didn't really think that I would really get into as much as I did. I mean, I wanted to do it obviously when Jbird first brought up the idea, but now I'm full blown, like, this is something I look forward to every day. I edit these videos. Jeremy makes the thumbnails. We split up the work, and Instincts does his thing with the audio and stuff. We split up the way we need to, and this gets up. It's a team effort, full team effort.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why I think that's why it's been as successful as it has been.
Yeah. Now I was about to say, and I can't tell you how, like, excited I am every week to record on the podcast. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, dang, I can't wait to get on the podcast. And like, when you told me that we're having the guest today, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be a banger. So like I said, again, thank you so much, Instincts, for coming on to the Birds Nest podcast. We genuinely appreciate you. Is there any like socials that you would like to plug, or, you know what I'm saying, any platforms where people can find your content or just find you in general?
I mean,
We'll link it in the description as well.
Yeah, I mean, you could just link my Twitch. I don't really have that much. Just my Twitch.
His Twitch is
and
going
all
up
my
right
other-
now. Boom, Twitch.
Yeah,
and then
awesome. Yeah, it's Instincts right there. And all my socials are linked on there. You know, I don't really care much for being plugged. I just wanted to give some opinions.
Hey, well, thank you
that's
so much
awesome,
for coming
man.
on to the Birds Nest podcast, man. We genuinely appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, boys.
And
No problem. And thank you guys also for watching this episode of the Birds Nest podcast. Please be sure to follow us on Spotify now and subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this episode. It's the Birds Nest podcast, and we're out.